Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining me every evening to follow what's happening in India and abroad. And thank you for sending me your useful comments and suggestions. If you believe in this channel, do share it with your friends and spread the message. Our only mission is to bring you the truth and get both sides of the story. Thank you for your support. Today, our guest is Bharat. He's back with us to tell you how he managed to get the witness account of who arrived at Mont Blanc on 13th night. Now, viewers, this was presented by Style Rug and Bharat on his channel. So the credits go entirely to them and also the hard work. Thank you for that and welcome, Bharat.
Thank you for inviting me for
Yeah,
the very
yeah,
to begin with, as we know about the recording that has been revolving around the audio clip that we had released on the internet on YouTube. Now it is. I mean, there are a lot of speculations that people may have, as people have had in the past, for other people claiming to have witnesses or proofs against this particular crime that has happened. So this witness was found with no intention of finding a witness. That's the irony of it. So how it started, let me go ahead and tell you.
yeah.
It actually happened when I did a ride as a note to Sushant Singh Rajput from Delhi to Mumbai on February 27th. So it took me like 2 days to reach to Mumbai. Now, once I was in Mumbai, I went to Mount Blanc. I lit a candle, and post which I had gone with one of my friend, as one of my friend used to stay in Malad in Mumbai itself. So, post we had done with lighting the candles and all, like paying our respects. Then we thought of having lunch around in the vicinity. Then we went, to searching for a restaurant, as we both did not have an idea about that particular area, like Bandra West, through and fro to understand the routes, that what route to take, where to go, where could we find a restaurant. So we started hunting for it. Now we found a restaurant. We ate our lunches. Then we thought, when there's food that remains
Yeah.
and you don't feel like wasting it, so we asked the restaurant owner to make something more and pack it along. And we ensured that, okay, we thought that maybe we find somebody in and around here who might need food, and we can go ahead and give it to them. We started walking. After getting out of the restaurant, we took just a right, and then after like 2 hours of sitting there, we realized that we are still near Mount Blanc, because that road was the Joggers Park Road. Then we went ahead. We thought that, okay, let's find people whom we can give this food to. We went ahead, and just opposite Mount Blanc, we gave the food to some person. Uh, and then post which I had an encounter with one of the person who happens to be present, according to him, on 13th night in front of Mount Blanc. And he is a person who lives in that vicinity. He knows people in that vicinity. He has a kind of a network around there as well. So, that day he told me a lot of things. That on 13th, there were four people, five people who came in. There were a couple of people who left at 4:30 in the morning. There were a couple of people who left at 2:30 at night. So he had different accounts for each and every one whom he was trying to specify. Right now, when I came back, I kept that information to myself for almost a month. Only
Yeah.
me and Saffron Tiger
Yeah.
were privy to this information, because I had shared with him, as I was doing videos with him at that point in time, that this is something which I had got to know, but I don't think it could be like very genuine, or maybe someone is trying to play us around. Could happen. So that is the first thing that struck my mind, and for a month I sat shut. I didn't give any note to this particular person.
So when you say a
Now,
month, when was it exactly, Bharat?
it was in February end. So on
Ah, okay.
February end, I met the person,
Okay.
and March end is when I reached out to Mr.
Yeah.
Samir Wankade. So we'll come to that.
Yeah.
Now, for a month, I just sat shut on it. Now, what happened is, within that particular month, On social media, a couple of people spoke about blue car,
Yeah.
Dhruv Chaudhary being seen in blue car,
Uh,
right? People
yeah.
said that.
Uh,
Now, where is Dhruv Chaudhary? Nobody knows.
mm,
Dhruv Chaudhary also happens to be fitness trainer to Tiger Shroff, right? Nobody
true.
knows where he is.
Uh, uh,
Okay, as per the rumors, he was an ex-boyfriend to Sheena Lakhani, who tried to derail the movement completely in
True.
a big way.
Uh, uh,
Everyone knows about it.
uh,
Right now, the blue car came in the picture, and I was like, there's
mm,
something to it, because the person who told me this, he doesn't have a phone, he
yeah.
doesn't have an access to social media, he
Yeah.
does not know in and around what's happening as
Yeah.
per the social media perspective related to SSR case. Ki, okay, there is
Uh,
some kind of a blue car in the picture, he might
yeah.
have not have an idea about it.
Mm,
Now, when I heard the blue car, I was like, this is something which needs to, have been given some heed upon. We need to think that, this could be important. Even if this information does not take us to the route of, take us till justice, but at least this could help in
absolutely.
any way
Mm,
to this
mm,
particular case.
mm,
So what happened is, I tried connecting, as I did not have his number because he did not have a phone.
yeah.
So I have a person, a very good friend of mine in Mumbai. He's just like my brother.
Yeah.
He went to the vicinity. He searched for him for almost 2 to 3 days. It
Mm,
took him 2 to 3 days to search that person out. And then he was like, "Oh yeah." His words were, "I have been waiting for you." मतलब तुम लोग कहाँ चले गए थे? मुझसे information पूछे, मैं तो wait कर रहा था कि when agency वालों को मैं सब बता पाऊँ. When can I tell
mm,
them all?
mm,
So he still calls every 3 4 days. Ki, what is happening with the agency? What is happening with the agency? He borrows phone from people and he calls us. So that kind of like curiosity he has as to what is happening, because he says that
also proactive.
what, yeah,
Mm,
he's saying that what I have seen I know,
mm,
and if you would have seen that, you would not have been able to live with that,
yeah. Yeah.
right? Because knowing that people are going in and out of the house,
Yes.
and the other morning getting a news that SSR isn't alive, so what he
Yeah.
might be going through, I could think, because
Yeah.
he had interacted with SSR, I would say multiple times in the
Mm,
past, and it was SSR himself who interacted with him. So when the blue car came in, that is when we tried searching for this person. We went to this person, and not just once. We have almost like 7 to 8 different. You could call it testimonies, but
yeah.
it's not legal yet. But yeah, 7 to 8 different times we tried cross-verifying the person on our end. That
Yes.
something doesn't get wrong with
Mm,
us.
mm.
But every time everything matched exactly as is, the way we wanted to, we twisted it. We have done it in a lot of ways, but yes, the information stands out. Now the next thing that he mentioned was a red car, and most recently there is a red Tavera which was caught,
Yeah.
which was used for this exact same thing, for Mansukh Erain's case.
Yes.
So he did mention red car. He did mention a guy with a mustache, baldy guy with a mustache. He did mention that. He did mention a couple of more figures, but it's better to not take names, because you know
Yeah.
taking
Could
names
you could
until and
you could
unless it's
you
legally.
perhaps
Mhm.
describe them?
One, according to him, was a guy with a pony. One, according to him, was a guy as a bodybuilder,
Mm,
and one was this uh, the mustache baldy guy, and one was a lady with
mm,
specs, as
mm.
per him. That's what he mentioned. Again, I never knew that he's going to come up with any such thing. I never had dreamt about it. But yes, when he did, then we found out that this is something which could be really important.
So that was about four people. Four. You're talking
Four,
about
and there are
four,
two more.
and a
He
description for
also
them.
knows he also knows Sahil Shah getting out of the Mount Blanc area vicinity when he left with a couple of bags.
Yeah. And these two people, could you describe them? The
He doesn't have. I mean, there are a lot of specifics. If we get into
okay.
it, then could
Uh,
be a problem. But yeah.
okay. Okay.
However, the best
Mm,
part is that this audio has been submitted to Mr. Anil Yadav, who
mm.
happens to be collecting evidences and collecting the statements from the witnesses. So it has already been submitted and being worked upon.
NCB,
They no CBI.
CBI.
And, see, what exactly happened is when I got this particular witness in hand. First, me, Saffron, and others, we tried, searching for one of the best channels to put this
Yeah.
information through across
Mainstream,
to
mainstream.
either not the mainstream, but either to his father, because it's Sushant's father's right to know about this witness. Very first right. He has a right,
Yeah.
and agencies have the right. These two, right? So we tried a lot, but anyone we tried reaching out to, that okay, this is something which is important, can go further, they were like, they didn't care about it.
Yeah.
People were all
Absolutely.
about ki, okay, but we'll see to it, we'll
Look at
do
that.
it,
Mm,
you do one thing, you give me the audio,
yeah.
I'll ensure that they
Yeah,
have
we'll
it.
destroy it.
Yeah. So a lot of people did that to me.
Mm,
I
mm,
was like, okay, let them do. Then I tried connecting with Mr. Wankhede first. I called him one day, one
mm,
fine day. I was very frustrated in the month of March. I called him. He said, this is the scenario. And unfortunately, I'm unable to find a way where I can get this witness ahead. I mean, we can proceed further with whatever the procedures are.
mm,
He said that, whatever you have told me right now,
mm, mm,
it is very crucial,
mm.
and I think that this needs to go to Nupur. She has
Yeah.
been my batchmate. I'll tell you how to connect with her. He gave me the ways how to connect with her. I did everything. Okay. Next day, I tried connecting with Nupur Prasad. Unfortunately, she wasn't in the office, but her secretary, Madhu, she arranged a call back from some CBI officer within
Yeah.
Delhi itself to me.
Mm,
Now he called me and I told him that, okay, this is the scenario, this is the
mm,
witness. That officer was so rude. He was like, pehle to we are just frustrated that whenever we get information from Mumbai, we have to fly to Mumbai, we go there, and the information is most of the times majorly wrong,
mm,
and we have to fly back empty hands. So
mm,
he was frustrated.
mm,
He told me that. I have the
mm.
recording. I cannot just put out any
Yeah.
officials recording
Yeah.
like this, but yeah, he told me that. And I was like, sir, but this is something which could be important, and I'm
Mm,
not telling you to go there. I'm asking you if you can help me with some contact there. I can help that witness connect with the CBI
yeah.
Mumbai itself.
Absolutely. Oh, oh,
So he's like, "Oh, you don't tell me what are connections and all. Have you seen anything?" I said, "No, I haven't. I just found,
mm,
I'm the guy who found out that particular witness."
mm,
He's like, "No, तुमने कुछ देखा है?" मैंने बोला, "No." Then
mm,
he said, "Okay, then we'll see what needs to be done." Then he hung up.
mm,
He literally hung up on me. That's
mm,
how
mm.
CBI is operating right now
Yeah. Yeah.
since March. Okay. Now, post that, I thought that, okay, all the doors are closed. Then we again, my friend who happens to be in Mumbai, who is taking care of the witness for since February, uh, he reached out to the NCB office. He reached out to NCB office because this witness has helped us in many different ways as well,
Mm,
in terms of nabbing Miranda.
mm, mm,
And tomorrow I'll be coming out with a particular clip on style drugs about it.
mm.
Tomorrow there are a lot of clips that I'll be opening up, which,
Okay.
so this particular person has helped us in a lot of ways, not just with who was present or who came on 13th night, but we actually got served with Samuel Miranda's real time location when he got nabbed recently with Keshav, if you remember. He
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
not to be found, he was
Mm,
being summoned. So that's how we got the location. We have that as well.
mm,
We'll be coming out with that tomorrow.
yeah.
Now, uh, I tried calling Mr. Vikas Singh.
Mm,
I called him. As soon as I said, sir, this is Bharat from Delhi, and I need to talk to you about SSR case. The only thing that he said is not interested. He didn't even hear a witness.
my
He
God.
didn't even hear that there's something else or there's some kind of information that I want to pass on. He simply said, "I'm not interested." Now, I'm not demotivating the viewers here,
Absolutely.
but
Absolutely.
yeah, but this is something that
The
actually
attitude.
has happened.
Mm,
Yeah. And post that, I thought that he might be busy or he might get a lot of calls like these. So I sent him a text as well, a WhatsApp text explaining him that why I had called him, along with a normal 2-minute clip of that particular witness, a video.
mm,
a video stating wherein the witness is saying that, I know things and I want to give uh, uh, what we call it. I want to give testimony to CBI.
mm,
I want to be a witness.
mm,
So I know information and I want to pass it over to the authorities.
mm,
But no response. He saw the message, he saw the video, no
mm,
response. Post which I took a call of going ahead and, like putting the audio out after thinking a lot through,
mm, mm.
and we ensured that the person, who is the witness, his whereabouts are changed. That's been taken care of. That is the time when we decided to come out with this, and to actually go ahead and show the world that, because I've been sitting on this information since February,
So, yeah, one thing
also
still
the
is
time
not
when I
clear.
came to your
Yeah,
channel. Hmm.
yeah. But still, one thing is not clear. Can you tell us exactly what he said?
The witness.
Yeah.
The witness, see, first of all, when I spoke to him, that, I started talking to him when I was there in Mumbai,
Mm, mm,
when I was doing the ride.
mm,
Then I started talking to him that, there's something wrong that has happened with this person, with Sushant. He cannot suicide.
mm,
So he looked at me with with an awestruck or a surprised.
mm,
He gave me a surprised look and he
mm,
said, "Pata nahi hai kya tere ko?" He's like
mm,
very aged.
mm,
So he's like, "Don't you know what has happened?"
mm,
I'm
mm,
like,
mm,
"No, what has happened?"
mm,
Then he said, "He has been murdered."
mm,
I said, "How do you know?" He
mm,
said, "I was here.
mm,
I was right here, right in front of
mm,
Mount Blanc the other night."
mm,
And then he started giving, the details of what exactly happened, how exactly happened.
mm,
So there are two cars that comes in first at around 9:30, 10, a blue and a
mm,
red.
mm,
All right. The red one has the mustache guy, the baldy guy, along with him, one bodybuilder.
mm,
Okay. The second car has a lady in specs
mm,
and another figure.
mm,
Okay. Now the blue car. The red
mm,
car had a mustache guy and the bodybuilder.
mm, mm,
They came.
mm,
So first, this particular red car, people
mm.
went inside, but in the
Yeah.
blue car, people sat
Mm,
outside itself,
mm,
outside
mm,
the Mont Blanc. They did not
mm.
go in.
Yeah.
In an hour's time, both the cars went away.
Mm,
Okay.
mm,
And within 15 minutes of span, the blue car came first.
mm,
But this time, the bodybuilder was in the blue car,
mm,
okay, along with the women with specs.
mm,
That's what is being said by him.
mm,
So the blue car came in, and then the red car came in.
mm,
Now, according to the witness, he also states that he thinks that SSR was in the balcony at
mm.
12:30 a.m. I'm sure he does not have a watch.
Yeah.
He might not be knowing the exact time, but according to him, he
Mm,
did say a hi and he
mm,
did get a reward, good night.
mm,
That's about it. And
mm,
he went back in. The next day morning, he states that at around 2:30 he sees two people coming out.
mm,
At 4:30 he sees one person coming out with a bag, with three
mm,
bags, two
mm,
suitcases and one bag on his neck. That's what he has mentioned.
mm,
Now, when I asked him, when did you come to know about all this? That,
mm,
something wrong has happened. He
mm.
says, people come in, go out. So it's like I didn't give a heed to the fact that, okay, someone was going in, someone was coming out. He was like, oh, they might be
Yeah, like the
friends. They
usual.
usually
Yeah.
party. Yeah. So they might be friends and knowns. That's why they are so easily coming out and going in. So he's like, "Ki, the other morning at 8:30 a.m. when the police presence was there, so that is one of the biggest surprises to me as well, that since February he had told me this, that 8:30 a.m. the police was present in the vicinity. He's the one who told us that. And yes, he also matched one of the theories where in 10:30, around 10 or 10:30, the lights were off. He did mention it very clearly that lights were off. It usually does not happen. The same theory came from one of the neighbors
Mm.
of SSR,
Yeah. Yeah.
but he might not know, because
Mm.
he might not even know what is social media.
Yeah. Exactly.
He does not have any idea.
Mm, mm,
He's way too aged. He has
mm.
nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And that is one of the biggest factors that I trust that person. Right. So he mentioned that the lights were off. He mentioned that the police was present at 8:30 in the morning the
Mm,
next day.
mm,
And he mentioned that this spectacle lady who was there that night, also was there 7 days later, doing something, sitting there for 2.5 hours, but outside only. She didn't go inside, but she was there. That's what he mentioned. And yeah, a lot more details that I may not get into it
Yeah,
right
that's
now,
okay.
but yeah,
It's okay.
with
Yeah,
time things would be out.
yeah,
But
yeah.
this is something wherein, for the very same thing,
Mm.
for the very same reason that I have this particular information. Earlier, it was just doubts in the mind of people who tried attacking me just by saying that I came here for fame and stuff like that. But this is what had bounded me all throughout since
Mm.
February with this particular case. I am sleeping with this information, and now it was time that, it's about time that this information goes out in public.
Yeah, yeah.
And moving further as well, I have just put out one audio clip right now, which is not that clear. It was certainly he was being bugged, so
Mm.
there was a distance. But tomorrow I'm coming with something else,
Okay,
which is more clear,
very
and
good.
you know more information about
Yeah,
things.
yeah. So perhaps
And
after you share it, you could also come in our channel if you are, if you feel like.
certainly, I mean, see, I would any given day love
Because
to
the
join
message
in
has to,
whenever you.
yeah, the message
Mhm.
has to go far and wide, and people should know exactly what happened because there are a lot of people trying
Exactly.
to cover it up now.
Exactly. Now, the only fact that pinched me a lot all this while is that whenever I tried speaking about a witness, no one gave a heed about it. People were like, oh, witness, koi bhi witness bol ke aata, because there was this recent Michael guy who surfaced in social media stating that, I saw Riya Chakravarti along
Yeah,
with a
yeah.
very big personality.
Mm,
It wasn't true. It
mm,
wasn't true. It has been verified
mm,
now by
mm,
the agencies itself.
mm.
But the fact is, why agencies are delaying things now? Why
But
have they been doing it?
Bharat, in the audio that made us listen, he also mentions an actress, doesn't he?
An actress
Yeah, doesn't he mention that?
being present there?
Yeah,
No.
or I didn't.
He just calls her heroine. He calls her
That's what.
heroine.
Uh, uh,
He calls her heroine. Like
mm,
wo heroine hai na.
uh,
So yeah, in that way.
mm,
Because according to him, that particular person, that specs lady, have had a lot of like visits in the recent times at Mount Blanc. A lot of
mm,
visits.
mm.
And he also
You
mentioned that
mean after before that? Yeah.
before
Mm,
before that.
mm,
He also mentioned that खार में रहती थी. अब खार वेस्ट में कौन रहता था वो तो सबको मालूम है.
mm, mm.
So he mentioned it himself. How would he know that she stays in
Yeah,
Khar? He
exactly.
has also mentioned theories wherein some of the times, before this incident has happened,
Mm,
SSR and this lady used to go till the DCP office, which is like
mm,
200 meters from the house. They
mm,
used to go till there. They used to sit in a car, and then they used to go somewhere, and then they used to come back after hours and hours. And he used to tell such things.
mm,
So he has also mentioned a couple of instances. He asked me, was there any stiff between Me Too and SSR?
mm, mm,
I was like, no. I mean,
mm,
her bhai behan ke, every brother and
mm,
sister
mm,
has such kind of stiffs. So it happens.
mm, mm,
So he's like, I have seen Me Too talking to SSR or fighting with SSR in English and in
mm, mm,
public, which is very odd.
mm,
And like, so it is something which could happen with anyone. It's very natural, and
mm,
brothers and sisters often have such kind of
mm,
stuff. So
mm,
we cannot go there, and we should not
mm,
even go there. So
mm,
he was like, huh? Because according to him, Sandeep Singh, who was present on 14th,
mm,
was an Urtawa Panchi who came out from nowhere and was
mm.
trying to control his sister.
Yeah, yeah,
He has seen things.
uh, uh.
And that's
So
why he
Bharat,
says that I
yeah.
have seen him controlling her.
Uh, so, but Bharat, even the figure who stood in the balcony could be somebody else because it could be dark, and he would have assumed it is Esra.
It could be, but he got
Mm,
a
mm,
response.
mm. No, perhaps that was meant to be a response
True. Could be,
to
very well
befuddle.
could be.
Yeah, to befuddle someone.
I don't deny that. I
Mm,
do not
mm,
deny that at all, because
mm,
there are, bright possibilities that things would have happened in the early, late evenings and early night kind of a thing,
mm,
timing, because his phone first of all was disabled post
mm,
3:34, somewhere around that.
mm.
And second, 10:30 p.m. the lights were off.
Yeah.
That's the biggest
Mm.
reason. And
And
what
this ponytail would be someone who's living near the house.
very well. Or for me, it could also be the person from where Ria Chakravarti was staying while questioning with CBI.
Yes.
It could very well be that person. So yes, there was a party,
Mm,
not at SSR's place.
mm, mm,
There was no party at SSR's place.
mm, mm.
But there was one party which was happening in Joggers Park.
Ah,
21 policemen,
mm,
and he confirmed it on
mm,
13th night. There were 21 policemen
mm.
present in Joggers Park. Now, who would keep 21 policemen
Exactly.
at disposal?
Mm.
They are there downstairs waiting. If
Yeah.
something goes south, then they're there to take care of it. So that was very odd. So that had also happened. There were pictures resurfaced of beer bottles around Joggers
Mm,
Park on 14th morning. So yeah,
mm,
that's also there. So that also matched up.
mm,
That's one of the biggest reasons. So when this blue car, red car, this beer bottles, the night party, when everything started matching up, I thought that okay, this witness is really important.
mm.
And post the fact, when he helped us and we took him to Mr. Wankhede with Samuel Miranda's location, he got nabbed. And that was the way to go for us. We got it that, this person
Well
has
done.
connects.
Yeah. Well done.
This person does have connect.
Mm,
I can
mm.
assure you that he has a network. He gathers info. He does that himself too. And there's a lot that we got to know. A lot. Not
No,
just about this
you've
particular
done a
case, but a
brilliant
lot.
you've done a brilliant job, Bharat. It's not easy what you have done and what you have also kept back. You're thinking that the authorities would want it. I mean, it's a very brave thing that you've done. I mean,
See,
it's not everything
I'll tell
everybody
you,
would do. Mm,
the the day when I got this information,
mm, mm,
I was in splits myself
mm,
that, okay, did I come here for this? Or what
mm.
exactly has happened with me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The way I met this person was a big
Mm,
coincidence.
mm, mm,
I should have went away from that particular
mm,
place 2 hours
mm.
ago,
Yeah.
but I was still there. I was still roaming there. I didn't know
It's
that I'm there.
destiny. It's destiny, Bharat. See, all of us in this thing, it's all destiny. There are certain people who are chosen to do certain things. So you were not meant to
Correct.
go back immediately.
True. And let's see. I just
Mm,
wish and hope that
mm.
this particular witness turns out to be something really helpful for the case. That's what I'm wanting.
But
And
see, what you say about the CBI is so predictable because see, so many months, it's over a year, and look at the kind of response they've given. I mean, and they had a new chief who was, reinstilled now, and absolutely nothing moving still. And look at the attitude of the man you called.
exactly,
It's
see,
also
let me tell you, it is very visible ki
mm,
what is happening with us. We can see it because the same thing has happened in Jia Khan's case.
yes,
In Jia Khan's case, when an officer directly tells her mother
mm,
that there is some high profile person who is behind all this and we cannot do anything at all, do whatever you want to. So who are we trying to trust now?
yeah.
Just because the central government is different? That wouldn't make a sense.
But you
That
know what
wouldn't
happened,
make.
no, Bharat? You know what happened a day back, isn't it? You saw two of the central ministers, cabinet ministers, actually push two actors
Yep,
when CBI has not cleared any Bollywood figure from this crime. How are they pushing these two people? And when they are in the eye of
exactly.
the storm, no,
Exactly.
you can't
And
trust any politician. You can't.
true. And
Mm,
post everything that has been happening, I would say that if see, I'm not too much into politics, but I
yeah.
would say this: if BJP has hit an axe already to its foot, then it is
Mm,
because of this SSR case. They could
yes.
have done a lot. They could have done a lot,
Yeah.
but they literally did not do anything. Now, as far as the Waze goes, Sachin Waze is still in NIA custody, and what I believe is he really should be questioned. There was news that he would be probed regarding his reinstatement, which happened on June 6th. So I'm glad that that particular news surfaced. And if he gets questioned about around, what happened on 6th, 7th, 8th, maybe if he has any hands in it,
Yeah,
which I'm sure he does.
yeah.
So I'm
So
just waiting
yeah,
for that, and I'm hoping that NIA puts some pressure and like get things out about SSR case, because it has been a long time. It has been uh, over a year now, and people are still waiting for, okay, authorities will do right. Authorities will do right. When? Like 10 years down the line? How
it's
does that
all
make
about the
sense?
chair. It's all about the chair, Bharat. Once you sit in the chair, you feel power, money, greed, lust. See, these are all the things that dominate everything. Selflessness, patriotism flies out of the window the day they take this chair.
Exactly. And
Mm,
if you talk about this very recent case with Kundra, you
mm,
would also know that who were very, very closely involved with this person. There were
mm,
tweets of baby penguin and
yeah,
dinosaur,
mm,
sharing space. So yeah,
yeah,
so it is all the
and
same,
also
very
Dino
same
Moria,
nexus.
copying Dino Moria as well.
I said dinosaur.
Mm.
So yeah, Baba Diwan.
Mm,
So yeah, they all Bunty Walia. So these all people are they are connected within each other. I don't know for what particular interests,
mm,
but things I think have been coming out, and this is Sushant's doing. I feel. I
yeah.
mean, whatever is happening with Raj Kundra, whatever has happened
Yes.
with Sachin
Yes.
Waze, this certainly is Sushant's doing.
Mm,
I cannot agree more to
yeah.
that. I mean,
So
that's what
that's
I feel,
yeah,
and
absolutely.
I would request everyone to just don't sit and wait now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Time's up.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We need to be more, we need to raise voice
Proactive.
more stronger.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and not just social media. If possible, I have always promoted this, that do a ground protest. I'm always there if it's happening in
Yeah.
Delhi,
Yeah.
even if it's happening in Mumbai, and there's a good
But you know,
timeline for me
but
to
you know,
be ready
Bharat,
for it.
see, please, it's very important to inform the viewers that till now, the frontliners who have been protesting are hands in glove with the people who worked against Sushant. They must know
for
this.
me for me frontliners who that comes again.
Mm,
All right. So for me, they do not exist.
mm,
For me,
mm,
what I feel that Sushant should get justice is what matters the most. That's my priority.
yeah.
Not someone wearing specs and telling you, I've been his friend for so and so years. I've been his close friend. Not someone who's deciding taglines and telling you, okay, run this tagline. Why are
Mm,
you being a puppet?
yeah.
Why are you trying to work like a robot, that you are told, okay, you wait for evening tagline aayegi,
Mm,
evening tagline aayegi. You wait for evening taglines, you wait for things like morning taglines. What are you doing for justice? Just running taglines?
mm,
Sorry, but you're just having your picnic gala time.
mm,
And this is for viewers, this is not for those frontliners. They are not at
yeah.
fault, you are at fault.
Mm,
We are at fault that people are at fault that they are believing them,
mm.
they are going ahead with them
That's
despite
what I'm
of
saying. It's
proofs,
important to advise them. Mm,
despite of proofs being sitting on social media against each one of them.
yeah.
You have proofs, you have everything, you have connections. When today you are ready to go ahead and point your fingers at dinosaur
Mm,
just by saying that he has a connection, why
mm,
not them?
yeah.
Do they not have a connection? So it's very simple thing. I mean, if still someone waits for those taglines, and if still someone is waiting for their close dear friends to come forward and fight your fight for
Yeah.
yourself,
Yeah.
then sorry boss, you've lost life.
Yeah.
You have sold your soul. I
See,
could not
Bharat,
say it clearly.
no, great work that you've done, Bharat. And whatever you are telling our viewers and us is so crucial because it adds so much more value to what we've been fighting for and exposing much more. I mean, you're bringing so much more clarity to the whole thing. And it's very important because all of us know in a certain way, we've been putting things together. But now this witness account is so clear. And it's very important that all of us, as you said, should be fighting for this in different ways. You know.
Exactly. And, like right now, whatever the session has happened between us, people would only say one thing, that I was here to only, like go ahead and affect one personality, who she is.
Mm.
But I'm not actually here to even talk about her,
Yeah.
because there are bigger things in hand to
Mm.
cater to.
Absolutely.
There are bigger things to look at.
Mm.
There is a fact that there is a witness, and for the last 4 to 5 months, no one has been talking
Nobody else.
about it. People have been simply like either trying to take
So,
advantage of the
Bharat, can
situation,
I
but
ask you?
yep.
Yeah, can I ask you a question? It's a candid question.
Yep.
Now, before CBI joined, they said be careful of this lady because she has connections with Bhaijaan. So, could that be true?
Very well. I Okay, let me tell you this. I have seen pictures of this particular person not only with a very well-known people like Jalota or Jitendra, but I've seen the pictures with Amrita Fadnavis as well. So yes, I mean there is a close connection. That's what I feel, and not from now. Since 2017, 16, 17, I have seen the Lito Fest that happened. Right, there was a huge group. If you
No,
go
no,
ahead and
no.
check the
I think you got
pictures.
me wrong, Bharat. You got me
Okay.
wrong. No, I'm not talking about that lady. I'm talking
Oh, okay.
about the CBI lady. It was said
Hmm.
that, even before she joined, that she had connections with Bhaijan, and there were some photographs, in relation to that.
See, I really would not have an idea about the CBI lady having direct connections, but Mumbai CBI sure as hell does have that. And that is something which is proved by Miss Rabia Khan, wherein she openly spoke that
Yeah,
Mumbai CBI clearly stated that, Salman Khan's handling things here. And there's no one else who's taking shots. It's the Khan himself. So when things are already in front of us, things are already out in the open, then why are we still trying to wear or pretending to wear a mask of mockery and trying to go behind whatever other people are trying to tell us to do, and we are ready to do it. You just say it, I'll do it. I mean, what kind of justice movement is this? So, yes, we have made a joke of ourselves, but it's us who can take us back to the track again and raise questions for the right things, which is justice for Sushant. And that is all that matters. No individual, no person who's aspiring to be a
yeah,
politician, no
yeah,
individual who's aspiring to open NGOs are going
yeah.
to help us,
Absolutely,
or they are
absolutely.
nowhere relevant to this case.
Well said. Well said.
So it's your voice, and I would request every viewer to please open your eyes and start raising question for justice, as that is the only thing which matters, nothing else.
Mm. See, viewers, what I noticed about Bharat, this youngster who came in, I mean, in our last show, and I found that there was a lot of passion in him to find out more about the SSR case. But he would go delve this deep is not something that I realized. And what he's done is a remarkable, remarkable thing. And we really thank you for that, Bharat, because see, you're adding so much of clarity to the case, and also the fact that see, you've gone to so much to you've risked a lot, and it's important that you also be careful in the process.
Well, see, one thing I'd say, Meena ji, thank you for bringing that. Thank you for acknowledging the same. Honor is all mine. It's just that when you are when you're way too much into something, when you want something to happen, no matter what happens,
Yeah.
you would not care about the surroundings. You would
Yes,
not care about
absolutely.
anything. All I get in my mind is this particular step that I'm about to take practically possible?
Mm.
If not, how it can be? I'll
Yeah,
ensure that there is a possibility, and I'll take a step. I won't see who's seeing here or who's sitting there.
yeah,
I would
yeah,
ensure that that is my goal,
yeah,
and that's what everyone else needs to do,
yeah,
rather than seeing here and there waiting for different things, different agendas. Focus on justice,
yeah. And
and
also
I'll
remember,
keep on doing it.
viewers, yeah, remember, viewers, that he is also working in the middle of it. So it's not that he's just given his life for that. No, he's oscillating between both. So just see his dedication to justice for SSR. It's very important, friends, we work in this manner and expose as much as possible, where by which we, sort of push the government and the federal agencies into a corner where they have to give us justice. If not, we will take it even higher.
Yeah, I mean, this is the least that Sushant Singh Rajput deserves. That's what I feel. That guy might have given his life, trying to bring a lot of things out. Maybe those things would also come out, or maybe already are in process of coming out. But this is something wherein the least we can do for him. Yeah, that's what I would say to all the viewers. I would request everyone to please do not go by agendas and go by just
Yeah,
one thing, that's justice,
yeah,
and we'll sure reach there.
yeah.
That's what I'd
Thank you
say.
so much, Bharat. And viewers, I must tell you, he was not too well, yet he came because he had given me a time. So thank you for that, Bharat. And thank you also,
Thank you.
Style Rug, for exposing this on your channel. And we want more people like you coming out with a lot of truth so that we can put all the pieces together of this giant jigsaw puzzle and give justice to SSR. Thank you.
Thank you, Meena. And
And
tomorrow at Style Rug, we would be
yeah,
coming out with a couple of more recordings,
yes,
which would be mind
we will
blowing
be there.
again.
Yeah, we will be there.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. See you.
And bye bye.